Hello guys, and welcome back to Two Brothers Outdoors. Today we're going to saw up a gnarly old ash log that came from the dump. We're going to saw it a little differently than we normally do because I do have an order out of it. Now you see I got a pack of brand new blades here. These are carbide blades. We're hoping they work out. They're 50 thousandths thick and inch and a half wide. They're a little cheaper than the typical blades that we buy as far as carbides go. We're hoping they work out really well. If they do, I'll tell you where we got them, and you can go there and order some for yourself. If they don't work out, well, we'll just keep where we got them to ourselves. All right, so I'm going to get them unpacked here. We bought 10. Tim's got 5 over there, and I've got 5 here. Now, when we buy blades from the other manufacturer we buy blades from, has a steel ring right here. And what that does is it keeps the blades together, and you can take them out one at a time. This one does not have the steel ring. This has zip ties. So this is going to be unraveled right from the get-go. As soon as I get the saran wrap off of it. You got high hopes for these blades, guys. The reason I'm changing it over on this ash log is because it came out of the dump, and I suspect there may be metal in it. And typically the carbide blades hold up really well when you're going through metal. So we'll give it a rip here and see what happens. And we'll cut this final zip tie and see if I can get this unfolded without hurting myself. And there we go. All right, we'll hang them right up here. We'll remove the outside blade. All right, maybe not. Maybe we'll remove the inside blade. These blades have got these protectors on them. All right, here's the blade. Welded on carbide teeth. They look good. Let's see how they cut. Okay, so I'm going to slide this on. I'm probably going to have to make some adjustments on my guides. This blade is a little bit wider and a little bit thicker than the blades we normally use. We'll get it on first. Let's see how it goes. Other blades ride right on the edge. The back of the blade rides on the back of the wheel, right at the edge. We'll see where this one rides after I get it tightened up here a little bit. We may have to adjust our guides in or out a little bit to make it work. All right, these blades are tracking about 1/8 of an inch behind the wheel, which puts them right on the edge of the backer bearings here. So I'm going to have to adjust these guides back just a little bit. Hudson guides are very easy to adjust. One screw, loosen it, they slide in and out. So really going to be quick. All right, here comes Tim with that gnarly ass log. And it is backwards. I like to have the small end facing the mill. Come on back. All right, Tim is quite pleased that the rock is gone. He is very happy about that. Tim's in the video. Here, cut this knot off. You don't need this knot. and it's going to be in the way. Hi. All right, so every time we use a chainsaw on our channel, it seems like, and it's not just our channel, it's everybody uses the chainsaw's channel. You always get the comment, sharpen that chainsaw, is dull. And then I had one guy send me a picture. He goes, my saw is so sharp, it throws chips like this.
Noodles.
Shows noodles. That's how sharp my chain is. Well, I'm not stupid. I've been around a chainsaw quite a while. And I told him, I said, that's because you're cutting with the grain, not cross grain. Oh, you do know what you're talking about. Duh.
Oh, I want to show you something real quick. Shoot the camera over here. Pause a minute.
Why are we pausing it?
Pause you a minute. I got a question for you.
What?
So, is the beetle, ash borer beetle, is that Japanese or Chinese?
Chinese.
Look at here. Chinese writing from the ash borer beetle. It says, Hong Wang Ho, kill a tree, from America, kill the tree.
Nice. Real nice. Well, it is a Chinese beetle. Thank you very much. All right, so we're getting a little bit of chatter on that blade. I don't know if you can see it or not. See right here? The chatter could be because my feed rate's too slow, or it might be a tooth that's not exactly straight. Don't know. All right, just want you to look at this pattern right here, though. Isn't that beautiful? This is an old dead ash log. And now we're going to roll it over, cut a flat spot on the other side, and then we're going to cut pieces out of either side of the pith. Hopefully we got it level. All right, guys, I don't know why my phone keeps kicking the video off. Anyway, we've rolled this 180 degrees. We're going to cut a flat spot on it on this side, and then we're going to split it down the middle. So far, this blade is working really well. I just got to play with the feed rate a little bit, see if I can get that score out of there.
You gonna do this in your firewood pile?
Yeah, mine. All right, guys. That blade's doing a good job. It's cutting nice and flat. There's absolutely no whoopties at all in here, even around these big knots. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this, and some of you, it's going to blow your mind. And it always does when we do this. I'm not moving the log at all. I'm going to bring the blade down to the halfway point just above the pith. I'm going to come up 2 inches and cut it with all this weight on top. And everybody always asks, how can you do that? How does it not pinch the blade? Because the blade's got the teeth are wider curve than the blade itself. So as the teeth is taking the wood out, before the wood has a chance to fall down on the blade is well past that point.
But it may grab it on the end.
But it may grab it on the end, and if it does, you'll watch the board go like this. That means that the end grabbed the blade and it pushed it off to the side. But it can't go any further than the guide. All right, so here we go. This so far is very beautiful wood. Old ratty log. But I want to see what we have here. We'll flip these pieces over.
Would you need a hand there, bro?
I might. Can you twist it a little more? Just lay it over here.
Where? Where?
Right here. Just flip it upside down. All right, let's see if I can move this side. Yeah, I can now.
Well, you know that.
Set it right on top of this board.
Like this?
Yep. Nope. All right, you want to set your side down first or me?
Go ahead.
All right. Oh. All right, let me get my end up. All right.
I did too.
That's all right. All right. This blade doesn't seem to matter how fast or how slow I'm going. It's leaving ridges, which tells me there's a tooth that's not square with the other teeth, which it really doesn't matter. This is rough cut. It's got to be planed or sanded anyway. But it is doing a good job. I was running that mill pretty fast through this wood, and it was not disappointing. We'll see how the blade holds up before we give it a thumbs up. But right now, we ended up with some pretty wood. For a gnarly old tree, this guy wants to make a river table bar top, so he's going to take two of the live edges and put them together. But right now, it looks like it's pretty good. All right, guys, thanks for coming along with us. We appreciate you watching our videos. Give us a thumbs up, hit that hype button if you're on your phone, and subscribe.
Now for the jokes for today.
Until the next one, we will catch you later.
Come on now.
Ready to go on a dinner cruise? Me too. Going up to Lake George for a dinner cruise tonight. Thanks to my ex-employer and Tim's current employer.